Hello, everyone. Welcome to Math Learning Hub, a hub for everyone who loves math and wants to learn math. So today we're going to be going over some mental math tricks, specifically multiplying by 25. Okay, so let's start. So in order to multiply by 25, a key thing that you need to notice is that 25 here, is just equal to 100 over 4, right? 25 is equal to 100 over 4. So therefore, when you're multiplying by 25, you are essentially multiplying by 100 over 4, right? In other words, you're multiplying by 100, and then you're dividing by 4 over here. So let's do it. So now I'm going to outline the steps to more quickly multiply by 25. So the first step here is that you divide by 4 first, because that's generally the easier thing to do than multiplying by 100 first. So number 1 here is to divide by 4. And number 2 here, to make this in red, since I boxed 100 in red, you multiply by 100. So multiply by 100. Okay, so let's try some practice problems now. I'm going to go here. So what is, for example, 25 times 48, right? 25 times 48. Well, to do this problem, you just follow the 2 steps outlined here. So first you would divide 48 by 4 and then multiply that number by 100. So what's 48 divided by 4? Well, that's just 12, right? So 48 over 4, this is step 1, equals 12, right? And then step 2, since 25 is 100 over 4, you have to multiply by 100 as well. So 12 times 100 equals 1200. So that should be your final answer. So 25 times 48 is 1200. Do you see how easy it is to just follow these 2 key steps, right? Okay, so now let's do another problem. What about, say, 25 times 73, right? 25 times 73. Well, again, you would just follow those 2 steps. Number 1, divide by 4. So let's try that. So number 1, you divide 73 by 4. So let's see, just doing regular division here. So taking this number 7 over 4 is 1 with a remainder of 3 here. So 33 over 4 will be 8 with a remainder of 1, right? And you say, oh no, well, what do I do here, right? You have a remainder of 1. So instead of keeping on dividing until you get the exact answer, I'm just going to write it in this form, right? So 18 and then a remainder of 1. When you take that remainder of 1 and divide it by 4, you get 1/4, right? So I'm just going to write it as a mixed number here, 18 and 1/4, right? Now I'm going to move on to step 2, right? Multiply that by 100. So 18, let's see, 18 1/4 times 100. So let's see, let's do both parts of these separately. So let's do the whole number part first. So 18 times 100 is 1800 plus 1/4 times 100, right? That gives you 25, right? 1/4 times 100 is 25, because 100 over 4 is equal to 25. So your final answer should be 1825, right? And it turns out the fractional part that you get here, right? The fractional part you get here, if you get a remainder and you end up writing it as a mixed number, this result, when you multiply that by 100, it will never be greater than 100, right? It's not ever going to be greater than 100. So what you have here essentially is that when you multiply the mixed number by 100, you have something end with 2 zeros. And then when you multiply the fraction by 100, let's write this in blue, fraction by 100, you end up with this 2-digit number that is less than 100, right? Or in other words, you can basically take the part that you got from the whole number, which is basically 18, write it as the first 2 digits, right? And then you take this fractional part and take the number you got by multiplying that from 100, and then write those as the last 2 digits, right? So that's how you would multiply by 25, even if the number is not divisible by 4. It would be a lot faster than just doing regular multiplication. Now let's try one more, okay? Let's try one more. Gonna scroll down here. So let's try, let's say 2.5 times, let's say 94. So 2.5 times 94, right? So when you see 2.5 here, you think that this is actually sort of related to 125, right? Not 125, 25, pardon. So how is this number related to 25? Well, this number is just 1/10 of 25, right? So you notice that 2.5 is equal to 1/10 of 25, right? 25 over 10, move the decimal point over 1, right? So therefore, well, then you think again, what's 25, right? What's 25? 25 is 100 over 4, right? So since 2.5 is 1/10 of that, when you multiply by 2.5, you multiply by essentially 1/10 of 100 over 4, right? That's equal to 10 over 4. In other words, when you're multiplying like this, you're dividing by 4 and then multiplying by 10. Okay, does that make sense? So let's try this now, right? So noticing this new knowledge, we're going to first divide this number by 4. So to start off, I'm going to divide 94 by 4 to get 2, remainder of 1, and then 4 times 3 is 12. So you got 23 with a remainder of 2, right? Remainder of 2. But we don't really want to write remainder of 2 here or keep dividing. We want to write this as a fraction. So remainder of 2, if you divide this remainder by 4, you get the remainder is 2 over 4. Or in other words, if you simplify, that's equal to 1 over 2, right? So when you divide by 4, you get this number, 23 and 1/2, right? So now we're going to multiply this number by 10 here. Multiply it by 10. So let's see, 23 and 1/2 times 10. So that gives you, let's see, I'm going to start with the whole number part. So 23 times 10, which is basically 230, plus 1/2 times 10, which is 5, right? So essentially, you just get 230 plus 5. You get 235. And that should be your final answer. So I hope this helps you. Again, if you have other numbers that can be multiplied by like a power of 10 to get 25, just recognize this relationship and alter the number of zeros you add or the number you multiply, like whether you multiply it by 10 or 100 or like just 0.1 or anything less or greater than that. Just note the relationship between that number and 25, and you should be able to execute this trick a little bit faster. So that should be it for today. I hope today's video was helpful. And if you found this video helpful and you want to get more videos like this, then please make sure to subscribe to this channel and follow because more videos will be coming out soon. Thank you everyone and see you in the next video.